Hey, Proxy Table fans. We are here. I am Lucky Sixes. This is Hyper G.
It is.
And we are here to bring you Sylvan Elves Changelog Review 22.
Yeah, what he said.
Before we start, do check out all our channel, like, share, subscribe. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and all that jazz. So if you watch this and want to see more of us in some regard, not that regard,
They're already in the right place.
Regards, yes. But check out all the social medias and all that jazz. Do press a like and notification when you subscribe as well, so you get all of our lovely talks about all of the videos and such. But let's crack on to the pointy elves.
I swear you're getting posher every word you speak.
Do I? Oh, yes. Well, we're on the Sylvans, you see.
Oh, I see. You're right, yes.
And they're quite elegant, aren't they?
Arguable, but yeah.
Arguably. So Sylvan Elves, and in terms, as we say, for all of them, we'll go through all the changes rather than looking at tactics or anything, and just see.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. Well, this one's just run away, shoot and run away, basically.
Just wimpy running away.
Yeah.
Just don't actually fight the opponent.
Yeah.
Is somewhere in the book. Yeah.
Yeah. The first blue text change is the forest follows.
I think this is strong.
Yeah. So it makes all models Unix except, but I mean, is it only the opponent?
Yeah. I think so. Oh no, that's if both players are fielded. No, it's a strange one how it's laid out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just been taken out for clarity, because if you have Strider or Forest Strider, you won't take dangerous terrains. I'm pretty sure. I don't think you won't take the dangerous terrains. I think it just means that they don't need to say it.
So yeah, it hasn't changed it. Right, I'm with you.
So I don't think it's changed. There is blue text.
It's not strong at all. It's just it didn't need to be said, is why they're taking it out.
That's what I believe. But if you're part of the Sylvan ACS and that's incorrect, correct us in the comments. But that's the way I read it anyway. Sylvan Spirit has just been a rewording because of exclusive rule.
Makes sense.
Tree singing is just added in a little sentence, so don't worry too much about that. The hereditary spell is exactly the same as it was before as well. So up until now,
don't be fooled by the blue text.
Yeah, with that one, yeah. Up until now, you're all good. You're all good, Sylvans. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Hindrance. Now, the Wild Hunter has changed somewhat in that it is the +1 attack and 2 defensive skill has gone. The -2 defensive skill has gone.
I really want someone, and it would be rather horrible for that person. I really want someone to choose this and then in a tournament say, this item has given me +21 attacks.
Yeah.
And they just haven't seen the second one.
Only on devastating charge, though.
Well, yeah, I know, but still, you've let me charge you. That means I've got +21 attacks.
Would be good. But yeah, so the extra attack that you get as standard goes in devastating charge. I think just because it was getting used a lot on elk. And the mounted things has gone down in price, so it's a much more. I mean, you don't have fear on the charge as well. You are fearless. You don't cause fear. A little bit less, and it's got less. So is what it is. The shapeshifter has got remarkably cheaper, but has changed very much so. So it used to increase your advance rate. Gain 1 attack, gain 1 resilience, fear, hard target, swift stride, and vanguard. Now it just gives you vanguard, march rate 20, and fortitude 4+.
I mean, it's still good.
Still good.
4+ for 50 points on its own is worth taking.
Yeah, the fact you don't have to spend much on defensive from your item allowance is good. I think the issue with this is it's going to be on a shapeshifter, so it's going to be on a loner type character.
It has to be for the exclusive,
Yeah, but it is what it is, and I think 50 points is much better. You can still achieve the same shenanigans as you can, but for slightly cheaper. So I think And yeah, like I said, a bit of resilience with Fortitude 4 Plus.
Honestly, if every army had the option of getting a character with Fortitude 4 Plus for 50 points, they'd be delighted. You know,
I think so.
So this is Fortitude 4 Plus with Vanguard and March Rate 20 at the expense of being exclusive, and it's not even an enhancement. But you know, so yeah, I think it's very cheap for what it does.
Yep. The Blade Dancer's just a rewording because of rules.
But you said break dancer.
The break dancer. They need a break dancer.
They definitely do.
Kindred.
Yeah.
Amazing. Right. The back on track, guys. Forest Guardian has got 5 points cheaper. You lose the +1 attack, but you gain hatred.
I mean, that's fair enough. I mean,
I think personally, as an elf, you would want +1 attack. So, but
yes,
a little bit.
That's
of a
probably
nerf.
why it had to get cheaper. I think if you put that in any non-elf army, then it should be the same cost for +1 attack and hatred, maybe.
Agreed.
But in an elf army, hatred is probably slightly less useful.
Yeah. All the aspects of nature stay the same, though. So yeah, only little tweaks, I guess. Let us know if you think they're super huge tweaks, and they've broken your list now, and you're gonna have to get back to the drawing board. But otherwise, I don't think it's too much.
High elves.
Well, yeah, come over to the light side. I don't know.
No.
Moving on to weapon enchantments, and of course we won't mention that a lot of them have had and become magical attacks taken out of them, because all things do have that anyway. We won't mention that. That's an obvious thing. However, there is 2 big changes, and they're in the shooting variety. The old Bow of Wiskin, which was the +1 to wound when shooting at short range, has gone completely, and it's now a bolt thrower basically.
Oh, right, okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
Strength 6 AP 10, and then attack 1/5 with multiple wounds on the bigger
were Sylvan
attack.
elves complaining that all the other elves got bolt throwers then?
Yeah, I think so.
And they didn't.
So they got it in the form of a bow, basically.
Well,
Double.
It's kind of a bow of Wiskin instead of a bow.
Yeah, bow. They bow and.
Well, no, it's not even that kind of thing anyway. That's me getting confused with grammar again. But, hey.
But yeah, so bolt thrower, double in price, but it's a bolt thrower now, so that's pretty cool. The Watcher's Woe, though, is is it an added one? I think it's an.
Oh right, okay.
So from what I can tell, in terms of weapons, they've lost Life Seed feathers,
right?
Because that was quite a complex item. I don't know whether it was used much either, if I'm genuinely honest. And they've gained.
Didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, gained Watcher's Woe,
which is pretty simple.
Pretty simple. Shot set to 4. Shooting attacks are poison.
Yeah, great.
Quite like it. I don't know whether some of the kindred make that better as well.
Sure.
There might be some combos that make that pretty cool. Let us know if there's a combo you want to try out on that as well. Otherwise, all the other items are the same.
Good.
Well, from that point, anyway, the Mist Walker's mirror has changed. It's gone down 5 points. I'm trying to look at it to see if it's just not just a rewording though, because from what I read, it seemed to do something very, very similar. So this is part of the shenanigans that is create a forest over somewhere. Teleport between forests.
Yeah, it looks pretty much the same, doesn't it?
So I think it's a rewording on the way you say it, because it's less text.
It's added in the special ambush part as well, obviously, which is a new feature of the rule book.
So, yeah, as far as I know, it's
Yeah, we're always really reluctant to say
points.
Things are the same, aren't we?
I can't, from reading the old one and reading the new one, I can't see how much it differs.
No.
Other than, as we said, simplification and adding in the special ambush center of a forest terrain feature. Yeah. So we're going to say it just got cheaper. And again, let us know if that is different or if it's meant to change in any way. But from what I can see, it's all the same. Otherwise, that's all the changes. Sylvan Blades, I think, has got cheaper for the Forest Prince, by 10 points, actually. Quite substantially. So that's quite cool.
Can't say I've seen many Forest Prince on foot, at least, being taken. But suppose Sylvan Blades doesn't have to be on foot, does it?
Yeah. But yeah, no, quite nice. Obviously, always the Sylvan stuff, weapons always have the AP, so paired weapons with extra AP is always good to go down. So that's interesting. No change from the chieftain point of view though. That's all the same. Druid said the same. Tree Father, Ancient, the same. Avatar,
The
the same.
Sylvan Unicorn on Druid has changed in points.
Oh yes.
Don't know if that's got cheaper. Probably.
So it's got a more expensive actually.
Oh, okay.
From used to be 50 goes up to 60.
Okay.
But other than that, no other changes in the character section.
Oh, I can see why the Sylvan Unicorn's got more expensive. Actually, there's a lot of blue text there.
Yeah, we go over to the Sylvan Unicorn specifically, and that's where the big change happens. So the Sylvan Unicorn has gained a load of text, which is very rare in this update. But it's gained magic resistant 1, where it didn't have before. It has gained Strider, which is cool. It's lost the Aegis +1, the +1 Aegis, so it's whatever your Aegis is. Lost the Devastating Charge, so becoming much more of a defensive and maneuverable thing than something that wants to charge. While the model's unit, and gained this rule, Herald of Sura, while the model's unit consists entirely of cavalry models, place a forest terrain underneath the unit. This forest always extends to the edges of the unit's boundary.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
So, because it's Strider, which is good that they gave it Strider, isn't it?
Yeah, and your cavalry models are going to be Strider. So.
Yeah. You basically, anything charging you is not. No, it would be.
No, it wouldn't affect the unit
soft
charging
cover, basically.
you, but you'd get all the benefits from being in a forest, which is a Sylvan thing. So yeah.
Interesting. It's a new change.
It is
a new
mechanic.
To it. So maybe that's trying to entice people to use it a little bit more in different ways.
Yeah, we would definitely need Sylvan players to comment on that one to let us know if this is appealing.
Yeah, is that cool? It sounds cool. It sounds interesting. Is it though?
Yes, let us know.
Yeah. The dragons been given the meeting of minds. If you've seen the things, it's not channel though. So obviously, meeting of minds is a similar giant.
Yeah, we're going to see that in a few books actually.
So similar to how the giant has giant see, giant do, and takes a rule from the meeting of minds.
Yeah.
Well, it's giant see, giant do takes a rule from the army book, isn't it?
So most of the
giants have an addition. They all have rage.
Yes,
but they
you're right.
also have an additional
I know what you're saying
rule,
now. Yeah. Which is something,
something to do with the army book. Meeting of minds for all dragons is a thing. So they're going to be given something that is unique to that dragon, specifically, because the high elf one, I think, is the only one we've seen so far, has channel. Whereas the meeting of mind dragon, 714 for advanced march rate. But the meeting of mind for this one is tree singing. And in addition, the model starts around in the center with the center of its base in the forest. Then the mount must re-roll to wound rolls of 1. Pretty cool. And with a dragon being a dragon at strength 6, it's going to be wound on 2s most of the time. So that's really cool. Quite like it. It makes it quite a bit of a combat buff. And tree singing always interesting, and you're going to want to move your trees a bit more. So that's.
I mean, it's a lot harder to use than Channel 1.
Oh yeah.
So immediately, if we can,
but this isn't about how good the high elves is. This is just talking about
isn't
Sylvan,
it?
All right?
Isn't it? Oh right, okay.
Goodness
You're
me.
gonna veto me on that one.
The core Forest Guard and Sylvan archers are the same. The Heath Riders are the same. The Dryads are the same. On to Forest Rangers, the first unit change in the book, and they've lost their +1 advance and only have Vanguard, but they've gone down a point per model for that upgrade. But the standard supplementary models have gone up from 16 to 18.
Okay.
Minor points thing. I guess that the +1 advance is quite good, so losing that is going to be quite a bit of a kick in the teeth.
Yeah, I suppose it depends what you were using them for, but it's an interesting one. Is that +1 advance worth more than 1 point? I would say it probably is. So
Vanguard for 2, I guess. It's an odd one.
But then Vanguard is still useful, you know.
Yeah.
But paying 2 points for every model in the unit is quite heavy. So yeah,
interesting.
Interesting.
But yeah, going over to Blade Dancers, the next one. Everything else stayed the same. Otherwise, Blade Dancers have gained. Oh no, magic resistance.
No, they haven't. They've just moved into the right
I really
place.
thought, yeah. So it was just in the wrong place. That's all.
Yeah.
Silly people. So no change, basically.
Well, fair play to the person who spotted that, because I mean, I don't think anyone has launched a complaint for that.
No, right.
Have they? Comment if you were the one who complained about magic resistance being in the wrong stat line.
But yeah, Tree Bar was the same. Oddly, the Wild Huntsmen have stayed the same, and
you're dancing for joy about this, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I was looking into Sylvan Elves anyway, and I was like, well, I won't buy Huntsmen because they're definitely going to get more expensive,
or worse, and they're not.
And yeah, they've stayed the same. So
yeah,
well done.
I guess you know their very obvious weaknesses. Low res, low armor.
They're the epitome of glass cannon.
They are. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if you can deal with them, they're rubbish. But if you can't deal with them, they will destroy you. And I guess that's why they've stayed the same.
Yeah, and movement 918. Very good chance of doing that. But yeah,
and light troops too.
I know that we had a bit of a surge in the UK over the last sort of 3 or 4 months of seeing. I mean, in one of the last, there was 27 in 3 lists, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, really interesting to see that still there.
Yeah. Well, technically, you could have 36.
Yeah, exactly. The Kestrel Knights have stayed the same. The Unseen. So moving on to the Unseen Arrows, and Bright Maidens got a bit more expensive. 10 points for the base unit, 2 points per model after that. Master Reserve has changed as a Druidism spell, purely because of Druidism. So that's a better magic missile, isn't it?
It is. Well, it's a different magic missile. It's more hits, potentially less strength because of the loss of open throne. But it's a different spell. I mean, did they have that in their list of options already anyway?
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
they did.
So I don't know. I think overall it's a better one because you get 2d6 rather than d6. So.
Well, exactly. Yeah. I mean, obviously, Break the Spirit is your auto choice as from that list anyway, and then it's one of the other 3. But yeah,
slightly more expensive, but basically work the same. Sylvan Sentinels are the same, and Pathfinder's the same. Again, seen them quite a bit, so that's quite interesting.
Yeah, it's an interesting book.
Which takes us to the end, and again, it's one of those updates where not a lot has happened. We've had a few little bits here and there, a few tweaks. Majority in the Sylvan Elf book, as a recap, is your items. A lot of them changed. Do let us know if that Mist
mucks you up.
Mirror does muck you up, or if there's some different shenanigans. As far as I know, I can see it works the same, and it's 5 points cheaper. But let us know if we've got that wrong, and there are in fact mechanics differences, because we're always quite interested to hear about that. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the very short review. Click like, share, subscribe, and definitely subscribe to see all the rest of the reviews. And we shall see you
later.
Later.